Thank you, Congresswoman McCollum. Just appreciation for your leadership. This ARPA funding's been a godsend to so many families. Washington County's mission and goal has always been to do what we can to address the homelessness, and also just as important, keeping people in their homes. And we appreciate your support for providing what you could for us. But one of the things you touched on is to build back better, the infrastructure component of it. We're keenly interested in that. There's a significant need for expanding broadband. I know Commissioner Miron is working with the city of Scandia and looking at partnerships to expand the broadband. But we as you well know, if you're going to get something done, it depends on the partnerships you have. And we're blessed with the partnerships of Stillwater, Woodbury, Oakdale, the full gambit, all of our communities. We really enjoy some great partnerships.
Congresswoman McCollum, I would speak on that a little bit because I do have a couple friends that are in the restaurant business, and they really appreciated the funds and that helped them through. But now one of the most precious resources are human resources, and he that's one of the most challenging, is that no matter what he pays, he can't get somebody in the door. If they're in the door, they are gone within a couple of days doing something else. So that is one of the challenges, and whether that is the investment into more training, more opportunities to, as all businesses, and even my business, trying to get people to get out in the field or finding the right training is important. One of the things that is challenging too, is we all experience, is the inflation part of it. Is that you have tough time getting supplies, but then when you do get the supplies, the price is going up and the margins are being squished, to put it that way. In that, and thus even I think a story about McDonald's today, about they're raising their prices, and at what point do people then start not going out to restaurants and being able to go out to restaurants, as they're being challenged with different things too. So I think it's still going to be a need for our restaurants and the service industry and certain businesses to be supported as they move forward, as we get through, hopefully, this transitory inflation issue and get back to normal times. I don't know what normal is anymore, but to getting to that point and just keeping them going until we get more of a what we were used to trend of being able to get people not afraid, able to go out there and get out there. So yes, any support that they can get. And we all know they're very creative. Business owners are very, very creative. And I don't say that just because I am one, but I just see and hear on a regular basis the amazing things that they come up with to keep things going, because that's their life. What else? They don't know anything else. So anything that we can do to provide that extra lifeboat or to keep them going, because we do know eventually these are the people who are keeping ours in our area, people employed and able to do and providing the success for many people. So any help at all would be appreciated.
Congresswoman McCollum, as you know, my entire district is in your district, and we have reserved $10 million of that ARPA money, and we have had many businesses, not only in my district, but throughout the county, small businesses approaching us about need to find employment. So we're really looking, the board's going to have a workshop on how we can support our small businesses. They really appreciate the past money, CARES money. With this ARPA money, they can not only stabilize themselves, but grow. So we're looking in the area of technical help, IT needs for them to grow. We're looking in the area of employment to grow. The board are going to have a workshop on this in the next month or two. We've already assigned some ARPA money to high school programs throughout our county for career pathways to help our small businesses and students that could get a really good technical job. And then recently, we were approached by Lakeview Hospital to invest in a ventilator. They don't have other resources to buy that ventilator. And we're making sure there aren't other federal or other sources of more appropriate funding. But at the same token, we want to respond quickly to that need to save lives. So there's still a big need for small businesses that we value much, and most of our new businesses are small. So we're really going to be looking at that as one of the future ways to use some of the available money that is still there for critical planning. Thank you.
Kevin Corbett with Washington County. One of the things that we're really proud of in the county is the work that our staff have done to provide rental assistance. The money flowed through the CARES Act from the county directly, and now ARPA. We've gotten some money through the state's allocation through ARPA and CARES, as well as our own direct allocations. And while I think the message nationally was that it took a while to get that resource out to people, our county put some extra effort in working with Minnesota Housing, and we were one of the counties that did a really nice job of getting the allocated funding to our county out to our residents in the form of rental assistance. And part of what that assistance could do was pay for utility bills, and so back utility costs or even moving forward. With that success, though, Congresswoman, I will tell you that we have expended most of the dollars through the emergency rental assistance, both phase 1 and phase 2. And we've had to start to kind of phase back our eligibility and kind of try to control costs so we can make sure our assistance kind of gets us through the winter. So instead of being able to kind of pay a month ahead for people that are struggling with their rental costs, we're now just paying arrears in current month. And so it's a little more difficult for folks to keep up. I would say that we've got some money that's not allocated yet under ARPA, but I don't think that would come anywhere close to what the need might be on this utility assistance. If you're seeing your heating bills double or triple for some residents that are both homeowners and renters that are of low income, that's going to be a lot of money that's going to be needed to help those people, quote unquote, weather that storm, I think. And so we're going to need probably some help with those traditional programs that help with the assistance with utilities along with the rental assistance that we're doing. So we can play a role and we can help, I think, but I think the need's going to be much larger than what the county could do on its own.
We do believe that we can use these ARP dollars for much needed public infrastructure funding, specifically related to sewer and water infrastructure. So these are times when outside federal funding is and will continue to be critical for Woodbury as we navigate the PFAS contamination, as well as aging systems and our growing. The city has a long-term commitment to providing well-managed public infrastructure, and these ARP dollars have allowed the city to plan, respond, and implement during these uncertain times. Continued support for federal funding and infrastructure, especially areas related to sustainable drinking water, will have major impacts on our existing and future residents, as well as the workforce of the city of Woodbury. The city has a long-term commitment to investing in its infrastructure systems, both new construction and reinvestment projects. And we're continuing to navigate this new topic of PFAS contamination. So there's a lot more for us to learn. And we look forward to sort of fully digesting the final rule and determining how the $6 million of ARP funds will be put into use over the next 2 years here prior to that 2024 deadline. So thank you again very much for holding this hearing, this event. And we're very grateful for your partnership and assistance.
Well, water is an important resource. And until it's polluted or you can't use it or you go to look for it and it's gone, right? people don't
Mhm.
really put a tag on that resource. And so I'm all about protecting water all the time. And then when people need help in accessing potable drinking water, I want to be there to do that too. So thank you for sharing. Well, thank you. Thank you all for your testimony. Feel free to share extended versions or further information in writing to my office. Washington County, I don't say this too often as a teacher, great slide point presentation. It was to the point, it was easy to read, and it was interesting. So we can probably be asking, if we haven't by now, for a copy for that. So if I can use it in committee, I'll have it handy. For those of you who are elected, it's an honor to serve alongside you in representing the families and the communities that we have the honor and privilege of representing in elective office. For those of you who work along beside us doing the day in and day out work, you are what makes our cities, our counties, our communities hum and sing, and we celebrate your work. We appreciate everything that you do. We each have our own lane, our own specialty, our own set of responsibilities in serving the public. Being able to work together in partnership and doing the hard work of making sure, for me, that federal aid is reaching our communities in a critical way, in a way that improves people's lives and livelihoods, and just moves hope and opportunity forward for, the student who's walking into grade school, to the person that's retiring tomorrow, to know that they'll retire with dignity and respect. So our work is needed, I believe, now more than ever as we navigate the challenges ahead. I want to thank you for your partnership, and please reach out to our office with any other comments you'd like to share, or anything we can be a partner with you in the future. Thank you again. I say, be healthy, stay safe, but I'm going to add stay warm. So all the best to all of you. Thank you again so very